Kinds of Australia post-study work permits. The temporary graduate visa subclass 485 has two streams or categories. The first being the graduate work stream and the other being the post-study work stream. The difference between the two is essentially the kind of qualification an international student has gained. Now I will talk about graduate work stream. A graduate work stream caters to international students who have completed the Australian study requirements and have an eligible qualification as well as skill pertinent to occupations listed on the skills occupation list SOL. This generally would cater to students who apply for a vocational education and training qualification and one of the TAFE institutes. This visa is granted for 18 months. Now I will talk about post-study work stream. A post-study work stream, on the other hand, is for international students who have completed the Australian study requirements and have gained either a bachelor's, master's or a doctoral degree from a recognized Australian university. This visa is only available to students who applied and were granted a student visa for Australia. The tenure depends on the kind of degree you hold. For instance, a bachelor's degree or a bachelor's honors degree or a master's course degree. A degree that does not have a linked industrial training is valid for 2 years. A master's with research degree qualifies you for a temporary visa for up to 3 years and a doctoral degree makes you eligible for a temporary visa of 4 years. Now I will talk about who can apply for this visa. As an international student, you can apply for the same, not later than 6 months after completing your course. In other words, you must apply for this visa within 6 months of completing your course. To be eligible, you must meet the Australia study requirements, which require a minimum of 16 months of stay and study in Australia and completion of a minimum of 92 weeks of study of a course registered on the Commonwealth Register of Institutions and Courses for Overseas Students (CRICOS). This is easily available on the university website, so it could be wise to check before you start. It is important to note that 92 weeks are how CRICOS sees it and not how long you take to complete a course. For instance, you took 92 weeks to complete a course, which CRICOS thinks should take 74 weeks. Then it would only count it as 74 weeks. Hence, extending your study is not the way to go about it. Also, it would be wise to keep in mind that they require a certain level of competence in the skill set. Apart from that, things like the recognition of the institution are also something you should check before you apply for a course with a plan of continuing to stay and work in Australia post your study. Apart from the above, you have to have completed 18 years of age and should be less than 50, have an eligible visa, and course with a plan of continuing to stay and work in Australia post your study. Apart from this, you have to have completed 18 years of age and should be less than 50, have an eligible visa and health insurance in Australia. Apart from that, they would also require you to have a competent level of English as well as health and character certificates. It would do well to have these documents ready before you apply for the visa. The Department of Immigration and Border Protection would provide you with the details of the eligibility, actual cost, and documents required. You can also register on the website and apply for the same.